shout Kansho, and then you say hi as loud as you can and start hitting the bell.
Say that again.
I'm going to say Kansho, and that's when I shout. When you say hi, you hit the bell.
Okay, can I hear you? Shorts first.
Yeah.
See, I'm wearing these.
Oh, you're wearing those?
But yeah.
Yeah.
I got it turned off because.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll just have Reverend Jones will give you the thumbs up.
Okay.
When it's sending.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Adeline, and I'll be your chairperson for today's Nirvana Day service. Are there any new visitors or new students or families here this morning? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Trish Nishikawa, and this is Avi, Alex, and Taylor, and we are part of the Japanese language school students.
Thank you for coming. Could those of you near them help them find the proper pages for the sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. We'll start with Sanbujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by the Hyoba Kumon, and then Sutra Chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book, or page 93 in the Big Book. The page numbers for the sutra books will be displayed on the front screen and on your monitors at home, so please follow along.
departed from this world, reminding us of the truth that all who are born into human life one day pass through the gate of death. And yet his teachings continue to guide and sustain us. He appeared in this world to teach us the truth of Amida Buddha's primal vow, to bring us deep comfort in the time of sadness and grief, to help us to cherish this precious human life in each moment. In heartfelt remembrance of the Buddha's compassion, let us take refuge in the true teaching and reflect on these truths. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
We will now have Daihyo Shoko by the following organizations: Cub Scout Pack 611, Boy Scout Troop 611, Daisy Troop, Brownie Troop, Junior Troop, Cadet Troop, Senior and Ambassador Troop, Japanese Language School, Lotus Preschool, San Jose Dharma School, DSPO, San Jose Junior YBA, and San Jose Betsuin. Please rise to sing the Gatha, Amida's Paradise, on page 36 in the small book, followed by Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 on the little book, or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
There is a blessed country beyond the western sky, a land of joy and sunshine, Amida's paradise. There trees and fragrant flowers in wondrous beauty grow, and through the sunlit meadows the rippling streamlets flow, bright with the rainbow colors. The sparkling fountains play, and birds of radiant plumage send out their music gay. Their happy hearts of children with joyful songs and play in that that fair land of sunshine shall span an endless day.
The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Rinban Adams.
Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Minasan ohayo gozaimasu. Wonderful to see you all here today for a very special service. Does anyone know what the name of this service is that we're holding today? You got Nirvana Day. That's right. We had some clues from our chairperson. Very good. And does anyone know what the Nirvana Day service commemorates? What is it about? What is Nirvana Day? Who thinks it's the day the Buddha got enlightened? No, it's close. You're shaking your head no, so that means you know the answer, right? I won't put you on the spot. This is a memorial service for the Buddha. Memorial service is a service that we hold here at the temple after to remember someone who's passed away or someone who's died. And so the Buddha, he was a human being like you and me, and no human being lives forever. And so after he had lived for 80 years, he eventually became ill and he wound up dying. He passed away. And so Nirvana Day is our service where we reflect upon his life and we remember him, just as we might remember, grandparents, or even, some people might remember parents or other family members or close friends at memorial services. This is a service that we hold to remember the Buddha. So the Buddha was very wise, and he could tell when he started to get sick. He knew he was going to pass away soon. And so, as often happens, when people know that someone's going to pass away, they travel to visit them. I don't know if anyone here has ever traveled to visit maybe a grandparent or other loved one who is very sick, and we knew that they're not going to be alive forever. And so we want to take this chance to go and visit them. And so the Buddha, because he had helped so many people in his life, he helped very important people. We said he helped all beings of the 6 realms of existence. And so when he announced that he would depart from this world, he traveled to a place called the Sala Grove in Kushinagara. This is a place in India that you can still go today. And because his teachings had helped so many people to be free from pain and suffering and to live with peace of mind, they wanted to come and visit him one last time, to be with him, to hear his teachings one last time. And so we have pictures. This picture, if you can't see, can you see the screen? If you can't see the screen, move over to this side so you can see the screen. You can move over. You can get up and walk and sit over here by Reverend Jones if you want. Okay. Definitely Tokuma and Jace. I think you guys need to move over to that side, okay? Yeah. You can go over. Oh, there you go. We want these people to be able to see too. Everybody see? Okay? Okay, so we have a picture. It's probably really small from you, but this shows everybody who gathered to see the Buddha right before he passed away. And so I have some close-ups. So the first one is of the top. So if we could look at the next slide, we'll see this is the very top. And can you see there's some people who look like they're kind of coming down from the sky? These are the heavenly beings. These are people who had a tremendous amount of power. They lived very comfortably. They had great wealth, and they were helped by the Buddha, so they came down to see the Buddha. We can also see gathered around him. We can see the ashuras. You can maybe see some people who are wearing like armor, like they're soldiers. These are the fighting titans. They gathered
to see the Buddha because they had been helped by his teaching. We can see there are, if we look at the next slide, we'll see there are many, many humans surrounding him. And can you see the humans? How do they look? They look sad, right? They're crying. Many of them are crying. Many of them are very sad because even though the Buddha taught that nobody's going to live forever, our lives are impermanent, that people understood this truth, but they were still very sad because they appreciated him so much. But what I want to talk about today is if we look at the next slide, you can see it wasn't just humans, but what do you see down at the bottom? Who's gathered there down at the bottom? Yeah, what do you see, Tokuma? Animals, right. There are many animals who are also helped by the Buddha. And if we look at this picture, actually, the lesson that we can learn from the animals is one of the most meaningful lessons when we think about the end of the Buddha's life and how it helps us understand how precious our own lives are. So let's look at some of these animals close up. So if we look at the next slide, okay, what is this? It's a horse, right? And what year is it? 2026, the year of the horse. That's right. Some people may be celebrating Lunar New Year with your family this past week. So we see there's a horse. And what does the horse have in its mouth? Grass. It has grass. It also has a beautiful flower. Okay? So let's look at the next slide. What's this? A bird. Yeah, do you know what kind of bird that is? A stork. It's a stork or a crane, right? That's right. Okay, let's look at the next slide. Okay, what kind of animal is that? Yeah, what is it? It's a frog. That's right. See, even the frog has got some kind of a water plant that it brought for the Buddha. Okay, and the next slide. What do we have there? What's that? It kind of looks like a dog. Does anyone have another guess of what it might be? Look at how very, very long its nose is. Kind of looks like a dragon. Yeah, what do you think it is? It's an elephant. That's right. It's a white elephant. It's very rare, white elephant, but it's there. It's there, and it's also, you can see, the white elephant is one of the most auspicious animals. When the Buddha was born, it said that a white elephant appeared to his mother in a dream, and so the white elephant is holding the lotus flower, right? Okay, let's look at the next slide. What are these? Yeah, what are they? Pigeons. They kind of look like pigeons or wood ducks. If you've ever seen a wood duck, we have these in California. Okay, let's look at the next slide. What's that? A deer. That's a deer, right? We have these in California too. Next slide. What is that? It's a cheetah. Yeah, what do you think it is, Tokuma? It's a tiger. It's like a big cat, like a cheetah, leopard, tiger, mountain lion, like the ones we have here in California. Though it has the spot, so it looks like a cheetah, doesn't it? Okay, what's about the next slide? What's that? It's like a tiger. It's like a wildcat, like a bobcat. We have bobcats here in California. Okay, next slide. What about that? That's a dog. Does anybody have a dog at home? Yep. Yeah, see the dog, it looks like it's holding something. It looks kind of like a plum blossom that blooms around this time of year. What was that? Flower, that's right. The dog also has a flower. That's right. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, what's this one? Do you know, Tokuma, you know what it is? A hen. It looks kind of like a hen. This one's a little bit, hard to see because the picture is this animal's well camouflaged. This is actually a monkey. This is a monkey. It maybe doesn't look like it from where you're sitting, but this is actually a monkey. You can see it's got the kind of the red face. The monkey's also bringing a flower. So think about all these animals. Do all of these animals normally get along? No, right? No. We say some are predators, right? Do you know what a predator is? Yeah, what's a predator? Yeah, you know? What is a predator? It might eat people. It definitely eats other animals, and people are animals, so that's true. So a predator, for us humans, a predator would be something that's going to eat us, but predators, right, animals that eat other animals are predator. Other animals, do you know what animals that predators hunt are called? Yeah, do you know? Prey, that's right. So some animals are predators, and some animals are prey. Now, they don't normally get along. Normally, if a predator sees prey, what does it do? It eats it, but before it eats it, it has to do something. It has to hunt. It has to run very fast or fly to catch it. And so what does prey do when it sees a predator? Runs away, right? Right? So they don't get along. But look at this next slide. It's pretty interesting. So normally, storks or cranes, do you know what they eat? They eat frogs, right? They eat frogs. They might even eat smaller birds, right? And so but you look at this, they're not running. They're all facing the same direction. Do you know who they're facing? They're facing the Buddha, right? Let's look at the next slide. Right? Okay, here we have, what do you see? We see the deer. We see the leopard. So normally, what would happen if a deer sees a leopard? We run away because the leopard might be chasing it, but they're both facing the Buddha, right? And you can see that the leopard is very sad. Leopard is very sad, right? Okay, I think there's one more for us to look at of these, right? So here we have the wildcat, and what else do we have in this picture? Yeah, what do you see? Birds, right? So cats love to chase birds. There's also rabbits. So these are all of the wildcat's favorite foods. Even little birds are here in this picture, but they're not running away. They're not chasing. They're all facing the Buddha. They're all facing the Buddha together, right? So, and look at them. What are they all holding in their mouths? Flowers. They're all bringing flowers, right? So we also have flowers here. Just this morning, you can see we have 2 beautiful vases of fresh flowers that we just put up this morning for the service. So just like these animals, we too, we bring flowers of gratitude for the Buddha on this occasion when we remember Shakyamuni Buddha's life. So in the moment that these animals, they realize that the Buddha is going to pass away, so they put aside their differences because they know that the things that they have in common are more important than the things that make them different. Because they know that even though they're very different, the Buddha cares for all of them, right? So this is true for all of us as people. Everybody here, we may be a little different. Maybe, some of us are 49ers fans. Some of us might be Raiders fans, right? Maybe we have all different things that we like, that we like, we don't like. Maybe we have different teams that we're cheering for. Maybe some of us like different politicians. But we all come here together because this is a place where we remember the things that we have in common are more important than the things that we have that make us different. So sometimes in life we argue and we fight, and we think, oh, we'll have time to make up later. Even with our close family members, our close friends, we think if we get in a fight, we're like, we can make up later. But these animals, they know they're not going to get to see the Buddha again, right? And we never know. Our life is very fragile. We never know, actually, if we're going to get to meet one another another time. So we should be really careful and cherish this present life, each moment. So this is the precious teaching we receive from the Buddha. This is what our Nembutsu teaching, when we say Namu Amida Butsu, we're reminded about this precious human life. Our life is so precious. We need to be grateful for the people that we have in our lives, even though we may have differences. We try to get it together, and we try to live in harmony with one another. So I'm very grateful to all of you for joining us on this special occasion of our Nirvana Day service. In conclusion, I'm going to invite you to join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Thank you, Rinban Adams. Please rise to sing the Gatha Farewell on page 45 in the Little Book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book, or page 15 in the Big Book.
Thank you.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you to Rinban Adams, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Mr. Rawling, Organist Mrs. Tsuchimoto, and AV Tech Mr. Uenaka. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, everyone. Since we're having the Films of Remembrance in the gym today, snacks will be in the multi-purpose room, but do not go through the front door to get to it. Go through the gated area, and come through the back way, okay? And enter through that way. Does that make sense? Okay. And then one more announcement is that next week, March 1st, is Soul Line Dancing. So please join us. It's at 11:30 to 1 o'clock, and it's in the gym. Okay, thank you.
Arlene Maury for BWA. We are continuing to collect non-perishable goods for the Spartan Food Bank, and we'll be collecting through the end of this month. Thank you.
Okay, one more question. One more. We're going to have our contest still, okay? So it's for Earth Day, and so be thinking about what to make and repurpose something for art or for using again or something, okay? And the deadline is March 15th, so it's coming up, okay? Thanks.
Hi, I'm Landon. I'm from Boy Scout Troop 611. On Saturday, March 14th, we'll have our annual Korean barbecue style dinner, dessert, and raffle. Dinners are $25 each. Dine-ins from 4 to 6, takeouts from 4 to 6, and dine-ins from 5 to 7. You can purchase tickets outside. Thank you.
Boy, when the heck did your voice get so low? Man, it's amazing these kids grow up. Actually, it was just mentioned before. So today is the Nichibei Foundation's Films of Remembrance. It's taking place in the gym today. They have a full schedule of shorts and a showcase feature related to incarceration experiences. Some of the proceeds will come to the Betsuin. Additionally, refreshments that have been prepared by the Sangha Support Committee, Eco Sangha, and the Girl Scouts will be on sale with proceeds going to their organizations or to the Dharma Center. Stop by the annex lobby to see the schedule. Thank you.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following the service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's Nirvana Day service. My name is Steve Onishi, and I'll be your chairperson today. First of all, are there any new visitors here? Do we have any new visitors by chance today? Would you like to introduce yourselves? If not, don't worry, but if you'd like to. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming to our service this morning. If you need help, hopefully someone around you can help you with the pages and things, although we'll be presenting the pages up on the screen here. Let's see. We'll begin this morning's service with Sanbujo on page 24 in the large service book, followed by Sutra chanting Sanbutsuge on page 22 in the small Dharma school service book, page 79 in the large service book. We will now have Daihyo Shoko by the following organizations. ABBA. Anyone from ABBA? Here we go. Morgan Hill, Hawaii Kai. BWA. San Jose Betsuin. Now, will everyone please rise for the Gatha Namu Amida Butsu on page 67 in the small Dharma School service book, or page 174 in the large service book. And then please remain standing for the three treasures, page 3 in the small Dharma School service book.
The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
And now we'll have a Dharma lesson by Minister Assistant Dennis Akizuki.
Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning here in the Hondo, and thank you to those of you watching us at home on YouTube. So today is one of our special services. We're observing Nirvana Day, the day when Shakyamuni Buddha passed away about 2,500 years ago at the age of 80. It's observed on February 15th. So the word nirvana comes from Sanskrit. I think it means blowing out, or the state of the flame being burned out. You also may have heard another name for this, nehane. Nehane is Japanese. Nehan in Japanese means nirvana, and et means gathering. So it's the same thing, right? So if you look at the flame being extinguished, for Buddhists, I think the flame represents the passions of our lives, right? That cloud our judgment, causes problems on a daily basis. There are many passions. We talk a lot about three of them here in Jodo Shinshu: greed, anger, and ignorance, which is also taught to Dharma school students as greed, anger, and stupidity, so they can remember it. GAS, G-A-S, greed, anger, stupidity. But greed, anger, and ignorance, or greed, anger, and stupidity, it's the same thing. So nirvana, I guess, represents blowing out that greed, blowing out anger, blowing out ignorance. Reaching nirvana is getting to a place where you can see things as they are, and you can extinguish those three poisons. Siddhartha Gautama, a prince in India, was able to reach that state of mind, and he became the Buddha, an enlightened one. So when he died, we consider that reaching parinirvana or finer nirvana. So we asked, well, what do you mean extinguishing the three poisons? What does that mean? How does that represent? How can we see an example of this? And I found this Dharma lesson online by Reverend Ruta Furumoto of the Senshin Buddhist Temple in Los Angeles. He gave a Dharma message on Nirvana Day 12 years ago, and he gave an example of Shakyamuni Buddha that illustrates how he dealt with maybe anger. So on this story, one day a man came up to Shakyamuni Buddha, somebody who didn't like him, and he spit on him. For whatever reason, he just spit on him. The Buddha didn't say anything, didn't react, remained silent. Later, one of his disciples who saw what had happened asked the Buddha, "Aren't you angry at that rude man? He spit on you." And so the Buddha replied, "What are you talking about? It's already done. I am not the same person that was spit on several hours ago. Look at the flow of the river. The water flowing here several hours ago has already gone. I am also changing. I am not the same I that was spit on several hours ago." So Reverend Furumoto said that Shakyamuni Buddha was free from the attachment to the I that was insulted. So he didn't think of himself as the I that was insulted. But of course, we're not the Buddha. I don't think many of us would remain calm or silent if somebody came up and just out of the blue spit on us. You know, when somebody does something rude or obnoxious or hurtful to us, we usually can't free ourselves from that attachment to the I, right? We might respond with anger, and the situation might escalate and get even worse from there. So no, we can't close our eyes. We can't remember the Buddha's reaction and say, as try as we might, you know, there's the old saying, nothing in life is easy. Well, if that's true, then the things that are hard in life can be close to impossible. And that those things that are hard in life are like extinguishing those three poisons, right? Blowing them out. So Jodo Shinshu teachings say that there's another way to enlightenment, right? Not that difficult thing where you try to extinguish those three poisons from our lives, right? we refer to that as the assurance of Amida Buddha, that everyone is assured of reaching enlightenment, no matter who you are, what you think. So, this is open to all of us. So, the Buddha is not a deity. In fact, as he neared death, he told his disciples, make the Dharma your light. Basically saying, don't rely on things just because I said it. Rely on the Dharma and test the Dharma, test the teachings, and see if they work for you. So when he passed away, I think what happened afterwards says a lot about the power of the Dharma, the power of his teachings. Oftentimes we see this in life when a charismatic leader passes away, and I think we can agree that Buddha was very charismatic, right? So not just what he said, is how he said it, and how his manner and the way he talked to people and approached people. The force of his personality was very strong. So after his death, that force of his personality was gone. His presence was gone. The way he talked to people, that was gone, right? What remained was the Dharma remained. And the Dharma continued to spread. His disciples gathered to combine their recollections of his lessons so they could share them, right? These recollections became the basis for the first sutras. And there's many more sutras over the years. There are like, I think, 86,000 sutras. So you think about it, he became enlightened at the age of 35, spent the next 45 years of his life basically sharing his understandings. And it wasn't like the same thing over and over and over again. He did different stories to convey the same kind of messages. So these turned into thousands and thousands and thousands of teachings that his disciples kind of remembered. They started sharing them orally, then eventually they were written down. And so, as you can imagine, Buddhist sects don't emphasize all 86,000 of these sutras. Buddhist sects, they emphasize different sutras, right? You might have heard of sutras called like the Heart Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, the Lotus Sutra, and these are some of the sutras that are emphasized by other sects of Buddhism. Now in Jodo Shinshu, there are three primary sects, right? Primary sutras that we follow. And many East Asian sects also follow them. I hope I get this right, the Larger Sutra of Immeasurable Life, also known as the Larger Sutra, so you can just remember the Larger Sutra. And the second one is the Sutra of Contemplation of the Buddha of Immeasurable Life, also known as the Contemplation Sutra. And then there's the smaller Sutra on Amida Buddha, also known as the Amida Sutra or the Amida Kyo. The larger sutra, the Contemplation Sutra, they're kind of rarely chanted in Jodo Shinshu all the way through, right, in one service. The Amida Kyo you actually find in this book at the very end. It's on page 103. It's chanted in funerals, memorial services, and maybe on other occasions. So the Amida Kyo, that's the one maybe you might be more familiar with, or at least have heard. So on this Nirvana Day service, we honor Shakyamuni Buddha for the Dharma lessons he began to share more than 2,500 years ago. In Jodo Shinshu, we look at it as a time to express our gratitude for the teachings of the Buddha, and then of the great Buddhist thinkers and monks who came after him, especially Shinran and the teachings. His Shinrans look at all of the sutras and Buddhist teachings, and he emphasized, that everyone is assured of reaching nirvana. So, and the assurance of Amida Buddha. That's what Shinran emphasized of all the teachings of the historical Buddha. So we appreciate those teachings because they have passed down through all these years, and they still resonate with us. And I think that's the power of the Dharma, right? Again, the Buddha passed away 2,500 years ago, and if maybe his teachings were not as meaningful or didn't connect with people as much, they may have just vanished, and there may not be any Buddhism. People may talk in history. Well, there was this teacher 2,500 years ago, and he had this following, but it eventually died out. So, but here we have the teachings of the Buddha that have been passed down all these years, have gone from country to country, have reached us, and still kind of connect with us. And I think hopefully will continue on for maybe thousands of more years. So again, Nirvana Day, remembering the Buddha and what he has given us. And then we're expounding with gratitude, saying Namu Amida Butsu, in appreciation for all of those teachings. So please join me in Gassho, reciting Butsu. Namu Amida 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 Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis. 2,500 years. I'm hoping my kids will remember me a month after I pass away. It's like, holy smokes. Well, now everyone please rise for the Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small Dharma School service book. Okay, at this point, are there any announcements? And while people are coming up, I want to go ahead and make my announcement. Today, the Nichibei Foundation's Films of Remembrance is taking place in the gym. They have a full schedule of shorts and a showcase feature related to the incarceration experiences. Some of the proceeds will come to the Betsuin. Additionally, refreshments that have been prepared by the Sangha Support Committee, the Eco Sangha, and the Girl Scouts will be on sale, with proceeds going to their organizations or to the Dharma Center. Stop by the annex lobby to see the schedule.
Good morning. I'm Jeannie Nakano, speaking for Sunday Refreshments. Now, today is unusual. He spoke of the Films of Remembrance, and I'm part of the Sangha Support, so been a little busy this morning. So we are sharing with DSPO, and they have the refreshments out as well. So we have to make special arrangements on how we enter the multipurpose room because we don't want to impact the lobby where the film goers are coming in. So we know our usual way, past the garden into the back door. For the children, they'll come in through the side gate of the annex building. So you enter the same way that you're going to exit. Do not try to use the lobby, except for if you need to use the restroom. Then I guess you have to go into the lobby. Yeah. I wanted to thank Reiko Iwanaga. Usually on Films of Remembrance, Sunday refreshments have to go elsewhere because snacks for the films begin during what we call our refreshment period. So what Reiko has done is work with the director or whomever brings the films here. His name is Kenji Taguma. And made arrangements for us to have our refreshments, delay the snacks for the Films of Remembrance past the first set of films. So we will serve you your Sunday refreshments, then get ready to put snacks out for the films of remembrance. And we'll start their service at 12:30. So here we are. We got it arranged. Okay, so everyone eats today. All right, thank you. See you later. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Linda Ichinaga, and I'm going to be talking about Earth Day again, our art contest, and it's open to everybody, okay? Individuals, groups, clubs, whatever, you know, but please try and make something for the art contest. It's for repurposing or use something that has been used for something else and make something else. Art project or in something to be used, reused, whatever, okay? The deadline for submitting is March 15th. So Earth Day is on March 22nd. And so let's have a good showing, okay? The other thing I wanted to tell you is that March 1st is soul line dancing class, okay? So 11:30 in the gym. So please come and join us. We have a lot of fun. It's a lot of good exercise too. Thank you.
Are there any other announcements? If not, this will end this morning's service. I'd like to thank Rinban Adams, Reverend Jones, Minister Assistants Dennis Akizuki and Matthew Rolling, our organist Colleen Tsuchimoto, and our AV Tech Brandon Uenaka. Thank you everyone for coming, and please come forward for Oshoko.
Naman, Namu, Naman, Namu, Namu,